Did you know our feet contain more than 8,000 nerves? With so many nerves packed into a weight-bearing area, foot pain can be a real distress for many. Dealing with foot pain is one of the commonest problems that we often encounter. Here's the good news. Today I will share you these tips and tricks by which you can get rid of your foot pain in a very short while. So first, let us understand what are the common causes of foot pain. The first is something called as plantar fasciitis. This happens to be one of the most common causes of any person developing foot pain. Plantar fascia is a thin band of tissue in your foot, and when it is inflamed, it can give rise to severe pain. When this band gets irritated, painful, and swollen, the pain can be really excruciating. This can cause severe pain the moment you step out of the bed. Sometimes this plantar fasciitis becomes a chronic problem and then it doesn't go away for years together. The second cause is arthritis. Like people have arthritis of the knees and small joints, some people can have osteoarthritis or rheumatoid arthritis of the feet, leading to pain. People with diabetes tend to have a higher incidence of arthritis in the foot bones. The third common cause is gout. Gout is again a kind of arthritis in which higher uric acid levels and their crystals get deposited in joints, giving rise to severe excruciating pain and swelling and redness. The fourth common cause of foot pain is peripheral neuropathy. Nerve damage in your feet may be due to diabetes, nutritional problems, alcohol, or even some medications can give rise to this problem, in which there is a lot of paresthesias, tingling sensation, and burning in your feet. Some people with neuropathy may feel just the opposite, that the foot becomes absolutely numb. And the fifth and most severe of all these problems is called as ischemic pain, which is pain due to reduced circulation. Due to blocked arteries and peripheral arterial disease, when the blood supply to the foot is reduced, and the severe rest pain that ischemia can give, the pain may be present even when the foot is not placed on the ground. Some people with ischemia will have other skin changes, color changes, or temperature changes as well, and this may lead to the formation or development of gangrene, which ultimately may end up in amputation. Now that we have covered the major causes of foot pain, let me tell you about 10 tips to help solve your foot pain. The first and most important is to stay active. Remember, the foot is just one part of the lower limb, but if you have any problem from your hip, thigh, knee, and calf, the pain can be transferred to the foot. So, if you have regular stretching, walking, and exercising, then the chances of foot pain will be much less. And the reverse is, if you have a sitting desk job, make sure you walk around every hour or so. The second important step is to elevate your feet. Some people notice that they develop swelling by the end of the day, and this swelling can give rise to increased inflammation and pain. So, try and keep your legs elevated, especially at night. This helps to improve your venous return and hence reduce the amount of swelling it causes. For people who have to be sitting for longer periods and have a lot of swelling in their legs, they can even keep their legs elevated on a small stool or chair in front of them. Third important step is to wear proper footwear. Always choose footwear and shoes which fit properly and are not too tight. A tight shoe can lead to constriction of blood vessels, reduced blood flow, and hence increase the amount of pain that you may develop. Also avoid high heels for longer periods because it gives rise to something called as calf muscle dysfunction. If you have flat foot or some deformity, then it is useful to wear either inserts, specialized insoles, or customized footwear. This helps in providing proper support and cushioning to areas which bear more pressure. Fourth important part is to practice foot exercises. When we talk of exercises, we exercise rest of the body, but the foot small muscles are often neglected. I'll guide you later in this video about some common foot exercises that you can do. The fifth useful tip would be to give a good foot massage. Later in this video, I will also show you how foot massage with a ball can be very helpful to reduce your foot pain. The sixth important tip is to maintain a healthy weight. Remember, feet carry your entire body weight. So if body weight is less, the amount of stress on the feet will obviously reduce. And so if you go in for a weight loss or weight reduction program, that will help you to reduce the foot pain. Seventh important part is to stay hydrated. When your fluid intake is good, the amount of inflammation your body have will be reduced. The eighth important tip is to avoid inflammatory foods. We have another video on anti-inflammatory foods, and you can go through that and you can understand how inflammation has a very big role to play in chronic conditions ranging from heart problems to even plantar fasciitis. Along with food, you should also restrict or reduce the amount of intake of smoking, tobacco and alcohol you have. The ninth tip is to wear compression socks or stockings wherever required. People who have varicose veins and swelling are benefited by the role of stockings or socks on a regular basis. Wear them daily and keep your legs elevated, and this also helps to reduce the leg and foot pain. And the last, 10th but not the least, is to keep your underlying health problems under control. People who have diabetes, blood pressure, thyroid, they should also aim at controlling these medical problems, which all can affect the feet. Now I'll demonstrate 6 very useful exercises for your foot health that will surely help you relieve your foot pain. The first is what we call as toe curls or toe scrunches. So let's focus on my foot over there, and whenever I'm doing this, I'm using my toes and the small inner muscles of the foot. These are muscles which are not regularly used in any other exercise. To make this exercise even more effective, you can use a small napkin or a handkerchief and try to scrunch it with your toes. So when you do this, the smaller intrinsic muscles of the foot are used and they get a good deal of exercise. The second important exercise is ankle circles. Remember that ankle mobility will help in improving your foot pain, and take 10 clockwise turns and then anti-clockwise turns. Do these exercises daily before you get off to bed, and the amount of pain that you have will be very less. The third exercise is toe extension, which will help in improving the tone of the extensor muscles of your foot. And this is how you do it. This is the way that we extend our toes, including the big toe, and we can see that these muscles become more prominent. And these smaller external muscles are what are also important to help you in walking. And the fourth exercise is gentle foot and toe stretches. And the way you do it is place the hand over your toes and you can gently stretch them. Stretch them in both up and down, and you can feel a stretch in your plantar fascia. The other part of this exercise is to place the hand beneath your feet, not your toes, and then gradually stretch it. You will feel the stretch in the tendo Achilles muscle. And for people who have more of heel pain, this can be very useful stretching. These stretching exercises should also be performed before you start out from bed. However, if you feel that this part of your fascia is very tight and tender, you may want to perform a very different stretching exercise. The other belief which sometimes experts have is when you stretch it the other way. So when I am stretching the foot in the other way, I am using the stretch in these muscles, which indirectly will help in relaxation of the plantar fascia. So this counter stretching may be very helpful in people who have very tender and inflamed fascia of the feet. Another very useful exercise for your plantar fasciitis and other causes of foot pain can be massage by using a ball. Start off with a softer ball like a tennis ball, which can be pressed to only a little extent. Place it beneath your foot and try to move the foot. This can be moved front and back, and also roll it. This is best done in a sitting position. Similarly, if you feel that this is too easy, you can use a hard ball like this to again roll your feet and front and back and try to roll them in a circular fashion. If there are certain tender points, you may actually find it useful to stand up, apply your body weight, and then do these exercises. With this ball massage, make sure that you do touch those tender points and you can move your feet in whatever way you feel comfortable. So I'm doing this to take care of the tender points on my medial part of the foot, and if I do it in this way, I'll be able to take care of the lateral part of the foot as well. And the last exercise is what we call as heel raises. Put your feet on the ground and you can just raise your heels like this, hold for a second or two and bring it down slowly. Do this multiple times and see that your calf muscle really gets pumped up. So although you have pain in your foot, remember that the leg is a very complex mechanism. So the great toe, the foot, the ankle and the calf all are connected. So any amount of strength and mobility into all of these can help you with your foot pain. Remember to take care of your feet. They support your whole body. And if you also want to learn some simple exercises for your entire lower limbs, your thigh and calf muscle, I'm sure this exercise video that we have will be very useful to you.